TV cycles with an update on the last day of January. I still think the market will go up into the end of February, perhaps around February the 21st, but I think now is the time to get out of the market. Now, summing up, I hope I have been clear all of this year, the past year. I think, or I thought the market would be in an uptrend all of 2024. And I did point out there was a possibility for a top last summer or last fall, but I didn't think that was not my primary scenario. It was a possibility, but it didn't happen. But the most likely scenario is a top now this winter sometime, or even maybe the spring. And you see my dotted main scenario here. We have the 3.5-year cycle in red, and looking back at the previous top in early 22, that actually was into the red bearish part of the cycle. So it's possible to have early tops or late tops, but I think this one will be in this yellow part of the cycle. Going back to my 4-week cycle, I think we have switched back to the original green cycle, and it also has the 2-week oscillation within it, because when we look at this low, it was at the 2-week oscillation low in the cycle. This was a low, this was at the cycle low, and now this week we made some kind of a low at the cycle low. We should go up next week, and yeah, I've drawn my two main scenarios up here. Either we top out in February, we break down and we begin a bear market, or we could have this topping formation even stretching into April. We'll come back to that scenario. So just quickly going through my normal charts here. This is the daily wavelets for the S&P. So this purple box, I'm normally using it for identifying lows in the market, but I can place it at the wavelet low, and then I would look for a top around this part here. You see, like this previous one, I'm placing it at the wavelet low, and we should top out normally a little bit after this rectangle. So this would suggest look for a top in about 2 weeks time, 2-3 weeks. And also I have drawn this possible general scenario for what could play out in this period. Some kind of a topping coming here. And we have the VIX wavelet. So this is the 10-week wavelet for the VIX. And we see the wavelet is getting closer to some kind of low, but still not quite there. And this wavelet, these turns in the wavelet are generating projections for the S&P. So I have this one, which is suggesting a possible top in about 2 weeks time, but I have a more precise projection here, which is suggesting a top around 3 weeks time from now. So I have said that this rally we are in now is possibly the last and final rally in this bull market, and this is where I am now advising my my employer to get out of the market. That would also be, it's dangerous to give a handout advice to people, but this is where I would take my profits from this bull market, get out, stay in cash, and forget about the market for about a year, and then sometime in 2026 you should get back into the market. Now that's the most easy way of trading the stock market, being long or cash. Shorting the market is not for everyone. So What else we have? This is the 17-week cycle. So as we see, the low in January was at the cycle low. I think this coming top around end of February or early March, that will be the top in this bull market, the final top. And you know, it can be tricky identifying the correct top. And bull markets tend to last longer than you would expect, so it's very dangerous to go out and say, get out of the market, a bear market is coming. Well, yeah, I have to be careful there. But if we go back to this previous bull market top, we see actually here it topped out after the cycle top, so it was a late top, but then the correction extended and it was a very late low even. You know, the downtrend continued into where the part of the cycle where the market should go up. Normally the market does not top out much before this cycle top. So that's why I'm having two scenarios here. You know, we could top out in February and have a breakdown, but I am suspecting that this cycle will give us will keep hold up the market, support the market maybe into April, making a bigger topping formation. But we have to wait and see. We have the hourly data, and I have my two normal rally scenarios in blue and green, and they are quite similar in principle. Yeah, in essence it's the same. And we see the Dow Jones is in fact following this scenario very well, and now we are in this consolidation part here, and we should need looks like Dow Jones, well, maybe a little bit more consolidation, but yeah, the uptrend could continue soon. You should notice that the Dow Jones Industrial is not quite in sync with tech and the S&P. So because for the S&P it looks like we have made this 2-week oscillation low, and we should have an upswing next week. So I'm very happy to see that I am just about to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So maybe I have to make a bonus video later this weekend. About a year ago I made a presentation for people at my well, I made a presentation in Norwegian. I also have an English version, I think. Maybe I should show you this presentation and with the predictions I made a year ago. So, you know, it's about cycles, planets, solar activity. We have the characteristics of the solar system and the planetary orbits, which is, and I have found a smoking gun that is very strong, suggesting that the planetary orbits and cycles are linked to solar activity and the sunspot cycle. And geomagnetic activity, I talked about fertility and birth rates. We have global temperature, climate, and we have stock market, of course, different cycles, looking at the Norwegian and the US markets. We have the 3.5-year cycle, we have earthquakes, I have rain, what do you call it? Well, rainfall in Norway. We have the 28-year cycle, well, and so on. So maybe I'll show you later this weekend. See you next time.